First, let's talk about the history of Pixar Animation Studios. In 1979, George Lucas of Lucasfilm recruited Ed Catmull as head of developing computer technology group for the film industry. Later in 1983, John Lasseter was invited to join the group at Lucasfilm and started creating one of the first shorts made from this group called The Adventures of Andre and Wally B. In 1986, Steve Jobs purchased the computer graphics division from George Lucas and establishes the company of 44 named Pixar. Later, after completing many different shorts, Pixar created the first computer animated feature film, Toy Story, in 1995. After that came many more classic Pixar movies like A Bug's Life, Toy Story 2, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, Cars, Ratatouille, WALL-E, Up, Toy Story 3, and wait, what does this have to do with anything, one may ask? What is wrong with this company that is obviously doing well? After looking at all those movie posters, did you notice that a majority of them only had male characters on them? Out of all those posters, only one poster has just a female as the main focus of the poster. This is the problem here. Out of the 40 movies and shorts Pixar has created, only 2 of them have a woman protagonist. Also, Pixar does not give the same respect for women as they do men. Not only does inequality show up in Pixar movies and shorts, it is also shown in their staff as well. Since Pixar was created, it was always known for being an all-boys club and not really having a female touch in anything. This case was really proven to be real when Pixar had a problem with Brenda Chapman. Chapman was a graduate from Cal Arts and really showed she knew what she was doing when she helped create films like Beauty and the Beast and The Lion King. After working for many animation companies, Brenda decided to head to the Pixar route. Pixar then decided to have Chapman produce Pixar's very first woman protagonist movie, Brave. As Brenda invested her time into the movie she cherished, she was taken off as producer for her creative differences. As Pixar claims it to be creative differences, Chapman claims it was because Pixar would not let her create realistic female characters instead of the normal characters the men of Pixar depict them as. And for that reason, Brenda Chapman was taken off of Brave and was forced to receive co-credit for producing the movie with Oscar-nominated Mark Andrews, who then finished the movie without Chapman. And here's the problem. Because Chapman wanted to show people through the movie realistic versions of queens and princesses, she was immediately removed. How can a girl's story then be told by a bunch of men? If this continues, girls in any Pixar movie will just seem boyish because they are animated and depicted from men. According to Gina Davis Institute on Gender and Media, a study has shown that there is only one female character in for every 3 male characters in a family film. That was just for all family film characters. Imagine how much that would decrease in Pixar. Normally, in most Pixar films, females get the role as the girlfriend, friend, wife, or sidekick. It was not until 2012 when Pixar made the movie Brave and the Princess Merida became Pixar's first women protagonist. And it was not for an additional 3 years that Pixar added another one from the movie Inside Out named Riley. Some might think that this is a great thing, and it really is, but it took 26 years and about 40 movies before Pixar decided to have a movie starring a female protagonist. Pixar is having a real problem not bringing enough women into movie theaters, but instead always forcing the audience to listen to a story about boys. One may ask, but what about those other female characters in all Pixar movies? Yes, even though they are in the movies, no one really sees the truth in how Pixar describes and defines these characters. For instance, in the movie Finding Nemo, there are tons of examples of women being poorly depicted. Right from the beginning of the movie, we meet 2 clownfish who are starting a family. Soon after, the fish and eggs are attacked by barracuda, and the female clownfish Cora is the one to die. Second would be the blue tangfish Dory. Right when the audience meets Dory, we can see that there is something a little off about Dory. She is perceived as dumb or slow throughout the entire movie. Next in the movie, we meet Darla, who the fish are deathly afraid of, as a scary, bratty child who just wanted to kill the fish. The problem with this is that Pixar perceives all of their women poorly, instead of describing them right. Pixar gives all of their roles to the men who end up the superhero of the movie. And there is nothing wrong with having a slow, bratty, or a character that dies in the movie. But do they all have to continuously be women? And this is where we need a change. Women have proven themselves enough to just be let down again. Pixar needs to incorporate women more in the company more positively. This means more women protagonists and female producers. Younger women wanting to be an employee of Pixar or simply just need a character to look up to, need more positive role models of Pixar.